And feeling about this.
It's official, everyone. Our prayers have been answered. The Acolyte Season 2 has officially been canceled. Surprising absolutely no one, I know. But, still big news, so we're going to cover it. Here we go, right here. Deadline article. Acolyte canceled. No Season 2 for Disney Plus's Star Wars series. Now, story of the Acolyte will not continue, with Lucasfilm opting not to proceed with a second season of the Star Wars offshoot starring Amanda Stenborg, sources tell Deadline. Word of the decision comes more than a month after the 8th episode first season of the series from creator, director, executive producer, and showrunner Leslie Headland wrapped its run on Disney+. Just put it all on Leslie Headland. So I'm sure none of us are surprised by this. I mean, the Acolyte's finale had less viewership than Miss Marvel's finale, and Miss Marvel was deemed a failure already. So it's no surprise that this show, with its $180 million budget, having less viewership than Miss Marvel, which was deemed a failure and had a smaller budget than that, didn't perform very well. This is a failure. The show is officially a failure, which is surprising because critics are raving about this show. But every single news article is just, flipping the script on it, because now they're all just saying that the show was bad all along. This news is not entirely surprising. The Acolyte did okay with critics, with a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, but divided Star Wars fans, which was reflected in its overall viewership. Yeah, well, those critics on Rotten Tomatoes were probably being paid to review it, so obviously the fact that it's as low as 78 for the critic score is actually surprising to me. I'm actually curious right now. We can check to see what the final Rotten Tomatoes score is. I haven't looked at that in a while. See where we're at now. It actually bumped up. Remember, it was 14 last I checked by the season finale. It's 18 now. It's still lower than the holiday special, but hey, it got a nice little bump towards the end. It's still going to go down as the lowest rated Star Wars show in history, but hey, at least it's not below 15. So I guess progress. Back to the article. Driven by interest into the venerable space franchise, The Acolyte got off to a strong start when it launched June 4th with 2 episodes, generating 4.8 million views in its first day on the streamer to rank as the biggest series premiere on Disney Plus this year. Already that is misleading because that's the 4.8 million views on both episodes. So, that's probably, we don't actually have the actual ratings per episode because that was never released. But this could very potentially be misleading, but it doesn't matter because the show got canceled anyway. The tally rose to 11.1 million views globally after 5 days of streaming. Corroborating Disney's data, the series made its debut on Nielsen's Top 10 Originals chart its premiere week at number 7, and then climbing it to number 6 the following week, and then dropping off entirely after episode 3, which, there we go, here it is. But the Acolyte could not sustain the momentum, dropping out of the top 10 in week 3 and staying off before returning at number 10 after the release of the finale. Like fellow Global Network's Prime Video, Disney has a high viewership threshold for renewing high-end, big-budget series that cost well over $100 million per season to make. That's already ridiculous. But yeah, Leslie Headland said that there are no talks. There are no talks. Now, that being said, Kathleen Kennedy is still in charge. There is a chance that she could just, fuck it, greenlight season 2. Why stop at 180? Just do 200. There you go. What's the worst that could happen? But from the looks of things, no, we're not getting a season 2. So our prayers are answered. They're not going to ruin Yoda. They're not going to ruin Pelagius. They are safe for the time being. Now, part of me is a little sad at this news because the Acolyte, for us YouTubers, was a gold mine. It was... Let's put it this way. My channel went from one subscriber to 20 subscribers over the course of the Acolyte. So I had a 20 times growth due to the Acolyte. The Acolyte episode 6 review is my highest viewed episode that I've done on this channel at all. Almost breaking 1,000 views, which is a lot for me. I'm a small-time YouTuber. So part of me is a little sad that we're not getting a season 2 because it was so absurdly fun to make fun of. But that season 1 was the swan song. We only get to see Vernestra Rose Light Whip get used to zap a bug. We don't get to see where Osha and Kymir's tantalizing love story blossoms into after they just murdered a bunch of people. We don't get to see them experience their freedom, of murdering everyone. So it's a letdown. I'm sure they had a lot of compelling story left to tell us. But no, in all seriousness, I am so very glad that they finally listened to reason, because we were up in the air as to whether or not they were going to give this thing a season 2, because they're making a fucking Rey movie. So clearly they're not the paragons of sound thought over there at Lucasfilm. But who knows? Maybe the Rey movie will get canceled too at this rate. We could only be so lucky. I'm hoping the Rey movie gets made, in all seriousness, because I really, really want to make videos about that. It's going to be YouTube gold. But yeah, Acolyte season 2, nope, not happening. So all we have in the future now is we're looking forward to Skeleton Crew. We're looking forward to Andor season 2. We have the Grogu Mandalorian movie. We have the Lego Star Wars project. All of which it seems as though they're trying to course correct. It could be that they're trying to dial back on the garbage and try and focus on actual popular products. The thing about Skeleton Crew is it looks like a decent show. It doesn't look like a good Star Wars show. It looks like it's just going to be like The Goonies in space, or Stranger Things vibe of just following children around. Andor season 2 could potentially be very good. It has the potential to really bring things home for the series. And then we have the Mandalorian Grogu movie, which has the possibility of being halfway decent. I think there's it's not a strong future for the franchise, but it's a future. It's not, we're not getting Acolyte season 2, thank God. But either way, I have high hopes. I think there is a potential to start turning things around. We're already in the mud and shit and grime, but hopefully they're going to get into position to push themselves out of it. Because if they've been in it for so long, they might just be kind of acclimated to it. So hopefully they're getting into position to push themselves out of the muck. But what do you guys think? Are you guys excited that we're not getting a season 2? Are you disappointed? Were you really, really looking forward to seeing the finale of Ocean May's story? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoy watching the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. We're not going to keep doing daily videos. This is probably the most important piece of news that I've seen, so I had to cover it as soon as I found out about it. I was listening to WW Pro's podcast, and that's how I found out that the Acolyte was actually canceled. So obviously I had to make a video on this. This is way more interesting than Mark Hamill being a fucking idiot at a convention. So let me know what you guys like, and we'll see you all next time.